Here are the top posts from askreddit on the 14th of October 2019.
Rilo 2. Chocolate is now illegal. What's its street name?
DPWTR. Charlie Brown. Possessive pronoun. Willy Wanker.
D0N7W0RRY4B0U717. Black crack.
N of 3N. People who have been homeless. What was the first night without a home like? And how did you adapt to your new situation?
X Stitch Pixels. I didn't really realize what was going on. I was about 6 to 7 at the time. Dad said we were going to go for a drive and to pack my backpack with all the clothes I could fit. And one toy. Mom was just crying. Me and my brother Saturday in the back seat. He was a little older and was holding our Sega Genesis and looking scared. We drove for a little while. It was already getting dark. And we parked in front of a Walmart and Dad said he had to rest for a while. Was the first of many nights we slept in the car. I remember one of my parents was always awake, with their hand in their coat pocket. Looking back, it was obvious they had a gun for protection. Sleeping in shifts. Edit. Jesus, this blew up and thanks for the gold. Trying to respond to all but my poor inbox. Edit 2. WTF guys, 3 gold. Exclamation mark. Thank you.
Source points. Slept in my vehicle. Couch surfed with a friend. Squatted in an unused trailer. All while still working at Walmart. Saved enough to get a crappy apartment and just kept going from there. One a bare moon night. I kept waking up in the middle of the night and would start walking home. I'd get a few steps, then stop and realize I had nowhere to go and turn and walk back over and lay on the ground. The ground is very cold and I felt a lot of shame.
Rukawakidi 1337. What fictional character name would make you raise an eyebrow if parents named their child after it?
Suingsink. Oedipus. Angelic. Ebony Darkness Dementia Raven Way.
MSW12. Shrek, or Donkey.
Kproot 95. To those who have been on a reality show or game show. What really happens? How much editing is really done?
Leaf Sawks. I heard from a Big Brother contestant that there is a clause in the contract that they can be sued if they speak about production and what goes on in the diary room. Monsieur, that should be a tell. That production does influence the game. Edit it the way they want.
Branwava. I am friends with a former Big Brother contestant. My daughter interviewed her for a class project and this subject came up in the interview. She mentioned a specific incident where they took footage from a conversation 2 days prior and inserted it into the middle of another conversation to play up the romance angle. During a competition something happened and they had to pause the competition and fix a problem that was causing them to fall behind. She made a comment like, "God wants this for me." Nothing big. 2 days later she asked the guy she had been partnered with for a shoulder, neck massage, because he had promised her one if they had won the competition. In the TV broadcast they spliced in her "God wants this for me" comment to make it sound like she believed they were destined to be a couple. She said there were lots of incidents like this, where they mix and match different conversations to push the story they are building for each of the contestants.
Bender Blas. Cracked.com had an interview with kids that were on a reality show back when Cracked was good. The concept was that the kids ran a town with no adults around. All the kids started swearing with less adult supervision. When the producers decided which kid they wanted the audience to hate, they played his normal speech with the swears bleeped. For the other kids they carefully edited around the swearing. So to the audience, most of the kids were being polite except for this one jerk who swore a lot. Kinder depressive. What experience of yours is so crazy? You don't tell people about it because they wouldn't believe you. Drew Hunter, 1981. When I was younger, I worked at a popular theme park in the UK as a ride assistant. One of the rides I worked on was the River Rapids. Two young Scouse lads who had obviously been drinking got on, and it was clear they were going to be a pain in the ass. As their raft came towards the end, they both were running around the outsides of it. The raft hits the wall and they both fell in. This is near the lift section of the ride, which if they'd been snagged would have torn them up badly. I ran down and God knows how managed to pull them both out. They were both swiftly escorted to the medical center and I'm assuming of park. The same day, after I finished work, I went to go and see a friend for a few hours, and on my way home I follow a car that is all over the place. The car hits a curb and flips onto its roof. I stop my car, run across, yank the doors open and pull both of the occupants out. Same two lads I'd pulled out of the water at work earlier in the day.
Assassin XMC. I was on a train, and this train had one of those chains which you pull in case of an emergency, and it stops the train, and if you pull it for no reason you can face up to 2 years in prison and a huge fine. So I was just sitting, and when I decided to get up to go to the washroom, I was kind of stuck, so I used the nearest thing to help me get up, and what I pulled was the chain. Suddenly the train stopped and I was like, oh crap, here I go to the prison. When suddenly, people started running out of the train. P.S. The train had no doors. You would understand if you know what an average local Indian train looks like. I don't know about other countries. And what I realized was that a compartment of the train was on fire. So, that's how I survived from going to prison and accidentally saved the train. I told this story to a friend, but he would not believe me, so I just let it go. TLDR, I saved train and no go prison. Smiley face.
Just crits. Opened the fridge and a edit jar of mustard came falling down. It hit the ground and I already thought, great, now I have to clean all of it up. But I genuinely didn't hear it hitting the ground. When I looked down there was nothing there. No glass shards. Mustard. Nothing. Looked around for a good 5 minutes questioning my reality. Turns out it kinda repelled of the ground and landed in the wine shelf next to the fridge, like 1.5 feet above the floor. Upright. Standing. It straight up did a bottle flip off the floor. It dropped a solid 6 feet on hard ground and just bounced. Still questioning the laws of physics to this date. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.